Hello, my name is Helen O'Connor. I am a jewellery artist and welcome to my studio. Today's a really exciting day because I get to play with the Wax Master. I've been wax carving for about 3 years and really enjoy it so much I wanted to share it with you today. Well, I've got to say I've been really looking forward to showing you this project. I've been working on this project, wax carving, for about, I think it's about 3 years ago. So 3 years ago I went on a course with Jeweller's Academy and it was for the silver diploma. And whilst I was on the course they give you lots of different projects to try. So you could be looking for your signature style, but I already had my signature style, but I wanted something that would accompany the braiding. While I was being shown different projects, I really fell in love with the wax carving and I've kept doing it and yeah, really enjoyed it. I've adapted it slightly for myself, you know, tried out different things as you go, but I'm really enjoying it now. I've really got the sort of hang of it over the years, and also I've seen a lot of people use all the fancy equipment you know, and you can go on buying and buying and buying, but actually I'm happy with the equipment I've got, and I said I've had it for about 3 years now, and yeah, it's served me really well. I wanted to talk about the casting side of it as well. So the casting side of it, you can send, you know, once you've made your pieces, it's called lost wax carving, and you would send it off to a caster's, or indeed buy all the equipment and cast it yourself. And I did this for a little while and really found it, you know, really nice and useful. But I wanted it to be part of, integrated into my own signature style of the braiding. So I started using soft casting. Somebody told me about soft casting and I thought I'll give that a go. And that's what I actually use. So I'll go through the process of how I make my pieces, and indeed how you can as well, and then we can look at soft casting. Let's go in a little closer and you can see what I see. So this is my setup for wax carving. I'll run you quickly through what I've got. So over here we start with the blades. So I use these wax blades, and they are totally different than your saw blades, like a twisted wire, and they just go in your blade as normal, and then you would obviously cut your slice. So they come in large tubes, your wax comes in large tubes, so you can cut whatever size you want. I also use so they go from a really fine thickness, great for pendants, all the way up to real chunky pieces for sculpturing. So they're great to have. So I've got my bench peg out so that I can saw a section of my wax off. Then I've got my ceramic mandrel, which is fantastic because the wax doesn't actually stick to it, so that's great. This is just the container that the wax comes in, so it's as long as this when it comes. As I said earlier, I'm using the blue wax, the medium wax. I'm more familiar with that, but I would like to have a go at the green one. So this is your corer, and this cores out the centre of your wax. So you just drop it on and you twist it. It's very sharp and it will core out the centre of your ring. And then over here, so you've got your Wax Master. You can see it's quite dirty, so you can just pop it on a hard surface. This is just a very fine grit paper you use for metal clay, because I find it doesn't damage anything, it just removes all that wax. And you can see it doesn't take long, and you get nice clean And this is another reason why I like this particular Wax Master carver, is because of the cleaning elements. So when you get the fine wires, which I have used before, they clog up and get really dirty. It's very difficult to clean, if at all. And I've just found that I have to keep buying the new tips. As with this, I just give it a sand and it's good to go. It's as easy as that. Then I've got one or two other tools I use. I think they're called calipers, but they're used to score. If you have a piece and you want to score out certain lines, so you do patterns within it, or indeed if you want to score it out to saw, you can do that. And these do the same thing. I do use one of these little wax carvers to help me sometimes, but in traditional wax carving you would pop this into your flame and this would become your actual carver, but I just use it to support the wax as when I'm using the Wax Master. And there's just a few other wax carvers and files and things, and that's it really. That's all I use. I've been working on this little ring, very easy to make, and you could actually cast this, send it off to the casters, or if you have the equipment, indeed cast it yourself. I'll show you a little bit of wax carving. It does take hours. I mean, I sit here for hours and hours, but I would like to show you the soft casting. So we'll get a little piece made up, and then and perhaps we can soft cast this one. Okay. So as I said, the wax doesn't stick on this. When it's hot it looks like it does, but as soon as it dries it just either flakes off or comes off. Just going to pop him on to warm up. So number 1 you use for carving the wax, and number 2 melting and adding the wax. When you first get your Antex Wax Master, this is empty, so this is like an ink pen. So it's got the split down there and another split down the other side, and what it does, it'll suck up all the wax, so there's wax always in there. But when you first get it, it needs to drink quite a bit. Let's see if I can show you it drinking up the wax. So we'll just see if we can load up the nib. So it's on 2, but it'll only drink up if it's empty. There you go, can you see it? Just drinking it all up. That'll happen a lot quicker when you first get it because it's loading itself up. And you can just wipe off the tip. So I'm just going to show you. There's my piece. I've already done a few on here, and I'm just going to show you. If you then, once it's loaded, you can do these wonderful little droplets. You can have them as big or as small as you want. If you want it bigger, you just soak up more wax. There's a nice big one, and you get these wonderful. And get another one. So soak up as much as you can. And then you can get these wonderful effects. So you can have them as big or as small as you want. And while it's on number 2 as well, I'm just going to wipe the tips, so I don't want to create any more of those. You can pop in your little holes for your gemstones. Okay, so that's just a demo piece. And you'll already see I'm getting that that wax that waxy, that rustic waxy texture that everyone's craving at the moment. So easy to use, as I say, very addictive. But I'm gonna just stop this now. I'm just gonna, yeah, it's very addictive and you can spend absolutely hours. So I'm gonna stop there now and start what I'm supposed to be starting. Is I'm just gonna, hopefully you can see, just going to load up. Now you'll see this stringy bits, that's just part of the wax, this type of wax, and they're just little strings of wax. And the braiding, you can imagine I could sit here for hours. So sometimes it's good that the beach is calling, because otherwise I don't think I'd leave the studio, to be quite honest with you. I'm going to start carving, so I go down to number 1. And you can see the wax just flakes off the ceramic mandrel as it dries. I think I'm happy with that. I probably could spend, you know, a little while longer messing with it, but I think as a demonstration that's okay. Now of course you can do lots of different things. So I showed you this heart earlier, but I spent a lot more time with this one. You can see this one's coming together. I probably need to add a bit more down here, refine this area more. I just go around the outline, but you can see it's coming there anyway. And then you can wax. So this is an owl I'm working on at the moment. Only this section will go on the ring, so it'll be a braided ring, and this will go on the ring. So it has to be made slightly bigger because it will shrink, because I'm using the soft casting method, which we'll have a look at now. I know this technique is soft casting, but you know, it's probably got a million and one names. And basically what you're doing is you're taking your wax carving and you're making a mould from it. I'm using putty, So this is moulding putty. There's also PBO putty. Whatever you can get is great. It usually comes in 2 parts. And all you're going to do is take a part of each and mix it up. Now, I have already used this technique for a number of years. Then I'll use the moulding putty to create my mould, which means it's got 2 purposes really. One is I can always send this off to the casters. You don't lose this one at all, and they can make a master from it still. But sometimes I just want something quick, something easy. I want to see if it works okay. Then this method's great. But the only thing I'm interested in is the bow. And I could have just made a little bow, but I find it really fiddly. And also, if you do it the shape of a ring, if it's going on a ring, of course, then you will always have that the little slight arc for it to sit on the ring properly. So I've got a number of ideas. I'm not sure which one I'm going to go for yet. So I've got a number of braids. So it will be going on a braid. So such as it, you know, it could go on any of these really, or it could just sit on a ring. So that's what I'm looking to do, is incorporate my own signature style of the braiding and then have a focal point from the wax carving. So these are some of the things that I have previously made. So I made a wax carving of that, and also this one. So this one you'll see has got a lot more detail on. So what I did, I carved it out of wax, made it into a mould, and then I used my silver clay. I usually use this silver clay. I have used others as well. I think they're all brilliant. When it gets to the hard stage, which is the middle stage, just before it gets, I think it's called greenware stage, just before it gets fired, then you can do even more intricate carvings. So the wax carving, I usually start off as much detail as I can, and it's dried before firing. Then I'll finish it off and add more texture, whatever I want to do, can carve even deeper into it. So that's what I did with this ring here. Here's another one I've done. So this is called wire hemo. So this is braiding with coils. This is what I'm sort of mainly known for, is this type of braiding. And I wanted something a bit different on the top. I didn't really get on with carving it in wet silver metal clay. I wanted it hand carved, so what I did this method, which was to wax carve it first and then use the mould later. And it worked really well, and yeah, I'm really pleased with it. So it's just a couple of ideas, and obviously there's some amazing wax carvers out there, and they're, you know, fantastic. So don't take anything away from anyone. In fact, I would think that this will go off to a casting house. I normally collect a few up together once I've used them and made the moulds, and send them off. The other good thing when you're casting and sending it off, or if you've got all the equipment yourself, or sand casting, you know, I do sand casting in the studio, and that's fine too. If you're doing that, it can be the size that you've made it. But if you're doing it with this art silver clay, it does actually shrink. Let's get this into its mould. As soon as it's dried, we'll be back. I'm going to go and get another cuppa while we're waiting, and see you in a minute. So this is our mould, very small mould of our wax carving there, and we're just going to do the focal point. So here I've got is Cool Slip. I use this all the time. Now it comes white, but it ran out, so it's on order. Just a little bit of olive oil and some water, but this is what I would recommend. And I'm just going to give a little shake. I'm just going to do a little spritz to the side there. Rub that in my hands, just as tiny bit as that. And then I'm going to take it and rub it into my mould, art clay silver. 3 now of my bows. They just need to dry. So they're all nice and dry, ready for filing and refining. So these are my files, very small files. And then we've got medium files. And we're going to just, you know, go around the edges and inside, get them all looking really nice, ready for either kiln firing or blow torch firing. I still want to keep that rustic, waxy look. I won't be sanding down the tops at all, just refining a bit, and yeah, and then they'll be ready for firing. So we're down on the beach. As you can hear, it's a really busy time. There's a lot going on. I went pink for the solstice, and yeah, nothing to do with the strawberry moon. But hey, there's a lot going on down here. There's the Welsh bikers. There's a huge race going on for Wales, and that's got all the roads going one way this year. Usually it's all shut, but you can actually get to the car parking. There's a huge football match going on the beach. Woo! I nearly got hit by a ball then. There's a huge match going on the beach between England and Wales, is it, love? Between England and Wales, you know, our own little folly game. And we're just going to head along. Here's our Andrew. We're just heading now down to the beach. The ball. Actually, it's a rugby ball, this one. It's definitely after me today. I don't know if you can see it, but it's following me round. To the beach, we're heading down the beach. Beautiful day. And yeah, we're going to get grounded, get our shoes off and really get our toes in the sea and the sand. So that's what's going on today. It's a very busy, you know, real party themed weekend. So I hope you can hear me over the banging of the drums and the excitement here. By the way, the banging of the drums, the steel drums and the music is to get them up the huge hill, to get the bikers momentum so that they can tackle a huge hill that exits Saundersfoot towards Tenby. So that's what's going on. So anyway, we're off down the beach to the sea. Well, we're nearly there now actually. Oh, we got a little friend with us today. He wants to throw the ball for him, so back to his owner down there. Oh, hang on. Oh, he's coming back for more. Oh no, I thought I was the lucky recipient, but he remembered that I'm not a very good thrower. Oh, it's such a lovely beach for the dogs, well, for everyone. There he goes. Back to his owners. Helen, it's back to you in the studio. I hope you enjoyed the vlog today. I thoroughly enjoyed making it for you. Really had an excellent time with the wax carving, and then obviously going down on the beach as well was a right treasure with all that wonderful energy around, even though I nearly got knocked out by a ball. But it meant that I've been so busy, I haven't done much of my business, so I've got to get back to editing, and also I've got some emails to catch up on. But before we finish, I will show you the ring, of course. There's the ring. I'm going to pop it on my finger. All finished and ready to wear. So just before we finish, I have a little quote for us, and it says, "All the magic you'll ever need to succeed and be happy lies within you. The power is in your hands." I thought that was a great note to end on. So until next week, don't forget to create the life you love. And if you can manage to like and subscribe, thumbs up. Thank you.